another show, and I am out at the hair salon, my favorite place, with my lovely girls, Alice out there, and my favorite. Do you recognize her? Guess her name.
Dorcas here, hi.
Hey, Dorcas is doing my feet today. They really need it. And I decided to come and talk to the girls because I'm so mad today, actually. Today is going to be a rant. What am I wearing? Today I'm wearing shorts, I think they are. I'm having my feet done. You'll see them. And of course, I'm wearing my top. And the top is written respect. Because I respect people and I want people to respect me. Do you respect me? Do you respect people? Yeah, I think we should respect each other. That's the only way. Respect is another word for love. Love, and respect are kind of like together. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Hey, by the way, you know what? I've been missing you. I have to come find her. She's busy working on my legs, on my feet today. Today I'm having a manicure. And then we're talking about men and women and the way we're having difficulties. You know what? I asked a question on Twitter, you guys, which landed me in the greatest hot soup and fire you've never seen in your life. The only question I asked guys on Twitter was, I met up with 4 very beautiful ladies, and they, apart from their beauty, they're smart, intelligent, they can hold a conversation, and very young, about 30 years old. Each one of them has about 1 child each. And then we got to talking about guys, and I told them, look, it's okay. We're 2 of us women who have been married in our 40s, and we're trying to give them advice and giving them hope that it's still possible to get married in your 40s. Yeah? So I just came onto Twitter to say, look, there are so many women out there over the age of 30 who don't have spouses and are looking and are interested. It's not like they're not looking for spouses, they're actually interested and looking, all right? And so they were asking, why is it? I was asking, why is the situation like that, guys? Why? And a lot of people gave their views and comments, and basically I can say I learned a few things from that specific discussion. One of the things that I learned is that men and women seem to have different goals compared to in this generation compared to in our generation. It seems to me like it seems to be commonplace or common knowledge or commonly accepted that marriage is not a necessity anymore. I don't know. What do you think, Dorcas? Do you think it's true?
Yeah, some of them they think that they like that because these days everyone depends on themselves and they're independent. Because of one thing, if you keep on asking for men for money, they don't respect you. They are like, okay, you are just lazy, you are just there, and all the time you are like, okay, why don't I depend on myself? Then if I depend on myself and I can afford everything, then why is it marriage necessary for it? So is he there for me only to be with me in bed on anything, or if he's there for me and help me out? You see? From long time ago, as I can remember, men are used to help women in everything. It's like they buy everything, they are like the breadwinners. But nowadays, we women, we are more than men. We are more even. We are more even breadwinners than men. So, getting aside, that's it. That's how I think it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
What I'm saying is, big up for men who respect their women. For one thing, they know they respect their better half. It's like you're respecting yourself more. If you don't respect your woman, you don't respect yourself. That's how I take it.
Yeah.
You don't you think so?
Kabisa, big up for men who respect their wives. You heard that from Dorcas's mouth, her own mouth, And what she's saying is true. It's true that long ago it used to be like a sort of expectation that women would be asking men for support, right? Because men are the ones who are working mostly outside in paid employment. So if you needed money, you'd have to get the money from a man. But then recently now, women are now in the workforce and also working. Yeah, so they're kind of depending on themselves. And some men don't have work. So they feel, some men, they feel intimidated by the idea that women are working out there. It's not all men, of course, but you know, there's also the expectation that if you're going to be working as a woman, you also have a responsibility of ensuring that you don't intimidate your man. And it's a bit difficult, you know, to do that because the workplace itself is intimidating, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you're going to the workplace, you're competing.
Yeah, you're competing.
So how do you know when that is happening? Sometimes you're coming home and maybe you've adopted a new way of doing things because you're in competition. But you're not in competition with the person in your life, you know? Yeah. So the question is, why is it, we're going back to that question of, why is it that women are deciding not to get married? Okay, I want to hear it from Alice. Alice is in which age group? In 30s or 20s? 30s, yeah? And you're a mom, aren't you? Okay, Alice, what is the reason why women cannot find men, in your view? What is it? Are you a single mom?
Yeah.
All right, and why are you a single mom? How many children do you have?
3.
3 kids. Okay, so what is the reason why you think Kenyan women are finding it so hard to find men? Is it that they're not finding men or is it that they just don't want?
I think men is their responsibility.
What does that mean, my friend?
Yeah.
We don't like to take care of children like that.
Okay, so now you're saying that they fear responsibility, but
Yeah.
what do you mean by that? What kind of responsibility?
Like paying rent, paying school fees.
But what about the father of your children? Is that the same thing?
Yeah, that's why he ran away.
Why?
Because of responsibility.
But you know, men are going to say there's no, it's not true. It's because actually you mistreated him, you treated him badly, you threatened him, you didn't respect him, you decided to show him you have money, you can work, you don't need him.
No.
It's not true.
Yeah.
You're a very gentle girl, I can see it. Yeah. So what do you advise guys? What can you say to the men?
Hapo nimekwama, sina jibu.
What she's saying basically, guys. Do you want me to die laughing? Ati umekwama, huna jibu. You know, basically what she's saying is that she's basically speechless. She doesn't know what to say to men. Okay, oh, thank you, Alice. Hey, I want to introduce another lovely girl. Okay, her name is Matilda, and Matilda is very young, much younger than all of us. I want to find out from her whether it's actually true or it's just it's a situation that we're making up. Yeah. So Matilda is 26. She has a partner. She has a friend, and I was asking her, now Matilda, do you hope to get married one day?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so what are you looking for in a man? When you look for a man, what are you looking for?
He must be responsible. Like when you get married, he's responsible. He can take care of the bills, or like we can help each other, of course. But he must be responsible in that, like paying the rent and also food, taking care of the kids in case they are unwell. We can take them to the hospital.
Exactly. Yeah. So tell me, the guys that you've met, do they seem to be responsible like that? Was it difficult for you to find a partner, a guy who kind of shows those kinds of traits?
Yeah, it takes time. You can be single even for like 2 years for you to get the person that you can think maybe he's the right one.
2 whole years.
Yes.
Guy of doing what? Of praying.
Maybe no, maybe like you will meet people, yes, but the people who will meet maybe they're not so much like into settling. They maybe want just maybe having fun.
Yeah, just having fun, yeah? So how can you advise men then?
Men.
Yes, because I don't want advice to women right now. I'm looking for guys. You know, guys are the ones who are saying that they can't find girls like you. They can't find girls who are ready to settle, who are serious. But how can you advise them in terms of identifying a lady who is serious?
A lady who is serious. Okay, like some maybe they get into these things at early age, maybe at even some below 24, and you know at that age some people get into this type of relationship and they feel like that's the right person. Is that maybe some even do post all over. Then after some time when they realize they're not even ready to settle. It's about having fun, and there's so much in this worldly things, like this worldly things.
What are some of those worldly things that you're talking about that men are into?
Too much clubbing, and yet they don't have money.
Exactly. Maybe not working, going to work. Yeah. Okay. And then what would you advise your fellow girls like you who want to settle?
Who want to settle?
And they can't find guys, and they've waited 2 years, 3 years, 4 years.
4 years. They be prayerful, and maybe one time, and they must be patient.
Okay.
They one time get one.
You'll one time get one.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, that's wonderful. Thanks, Matilda. You're so sweet, by the way. Huh? That's pretty Matilda. Now you see, guys, me, I'm surrounded by beautiful, beautiful ladies. All types, yeah? That was Matilda. She is a single lady. She's in a relationship with a guy that she took time to identify, okay? Somebody who's serious. And then there was Alice. Alice is a single mom, just the way I used to be. And the reason why she's a single mom is because the father of her children doesn't want to take responsibility for them, all right? Then there's also Dorcas here, who is single and hoping to mingle one day, yeah? But the problem is that all of these women are very ambitious women. They're not sitting around at home waiting for some guy to bring them the bacon, you know? And sometimes men, you know, you guys, you feel so insecure when a woman is working. Why should you feel insecure when, you know, instead of actually encouraging her to bring in some money and help you? Why should you feel insecure? And then why do you have to say words to her that are not edifying and not helpful to her? You know, you say things like, you know, Miss Independent. You want to be independent and to show that you have everything, you don't need a man. Or you say something like, oh, the women of today, they are not submissive. What does being submissive mean even? What does it mean? Right now we're going through a bloody pandemic. You want somebody who is submissive. Guy, what do we do with you? What do we do with you, men? You need to prioritize things and say, you know what? Right now we're dealing with a pandemic. Everybody needs resources. If anything, you need a woman who is like a lioness, who's going out there fighting to keep the family in one place. So please, guys, you know, let's not discourage our ladies. And those of you men who have run away from responsibilities, I hope you know that one day you're going to reap what you sow. And all of those guys who are being responsible will also reap what you sow, you know? So this is actually a message to men, that there are women out there and they do care about you, but you also need to show some level of responsibility. Don't be into what Matilda calls worldly things. Show that you're responsible. Ladies, wait. Don't just go for any man out there. Yeah, take your time and wait. God's timing is also the best, yeah? So, let's say goodbye to Mo and the girls.
And welcome to our salon.
Yes, which salon is this one? What is it called?
It's Primo Beauty Points. Gupta's Building.
All right.
Primo Beauty Point.
Primo Beauty Point, and it's actually like very close to a place called, what is it called? Kennel Petrol Station, Nobo, at Nyali. All right? You just have to find Primo Beauty Point. Look for the girls. Yeah, just look for people like Alice, Matilda, and also Dorcas. Yeah, once you find those ladies, you know exactly you'll find them in the right place. All right, girls, I love you very much. Keep it up. All of you other hairdressers out there, hair designers, men and women, keep it up. You know, work hard. If you only have like 8 hours to work, make sure that you work hard. We definitely have clients like Mo who will recognize you and come and give you their shara. Okay? All right, bye. Dorcas, what is it that makes it so difficult for women to find men who are serious and can be partnered? What is it that you experienced yourself?
It's hard to find a good man because it's even difficult in our times, these times we are, to find a good person because they are being irresponsible. You have to take care of your kids as a woman and then take care of a man who is supposed to help you to take care of the kids. It's like you have a big son in the house and then you have another kids, small kids.
What about the men who are working? You know? What about the men who are working? I mean, there are men who are working, Dorcas. Yeah? But your own experience, I guess you're talking about your own experience, right?
I have an experience, let me tell you one thing. I've been with someone like 15 years in the house, and that guy was being paid well. He was like a good person. When you face him, he's a good person. when he goes to our family, he's a good person. When it comes in the house, in the family, we two of us, he's someone else. He can't provide. He doesn't know anything. He doesn't want to care about anything. It's about him and him alone.
Was he working?
Yeah, he was being paid well. He had a good salary.
So if he was working, what was the problem? Were you working?
Yeah, I was not working. I was doing like, I was hustling,
You were
trying
hustling.
to find for my kids.
All right.
And
So
then,
what happened? He didn't want you to hustle?
for one thing, he wanted to control me. Second, he wanted me to hustle and help in the house. In the meantime, he was not doing anything. He was like,
What was he doing? What was he doing with his money? What was he doing with his money? Guys, I mean, I want to understand. When a man is working and his wife is hustling and also working and looking after the babies, why is it that, you know, he doesn't want to use his money to look after the family needs? Why? What's the problem?
I even
What
asked
was he using the
myself.
money for?
I don't know. That's the question.
Was he
I
an
have to ask
alcoholic?
myself. No. But most of what he was a womanizer. That's what I can say.
Right.
So I only understand one thing. If you don't take care of your family, maybe you have someone else out there you are taking care of. Or maybe you are too busy being yourself
Mhm.
and thinking about yourself than even your kids, even the family you have. You don't
Right.
even care about your family. It means you don't love yourself in the first place. If you love yourself, you could love your kids. It's your blood as a man to take care of your kids as a man, for them to respect you, to have that respect. You want your kids to respect you. You have to take care of them. Don't depend on their mother to make the kids love you. At the same time, so you don't care of your kids. You don't even take care of your kids, and you expect those kids to respect you in the same place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's right.
may you get me?
Yeah, I totally get it. So what would you advise ladies? I mean, you've been through this experience before. Were there any red flags that you identified? Maybe you thought, maybe if I had looked at this situation earlier, maybe I wouldn't have landed this kind of a guy, because there are some men who are very, very responsible, you know. And all of us need to learn about this, because even me, I was in a similar situation, you know. So, but you know, you're not alone.
Yeah.
Many Kenyan women are going through this. We are like breaking the record for single moms, guys. We have so many single parents. But what is the reason? And there's a friend of mine who says, don't call them single moms, call them single parents. You're not a single mom. There's no mom who can have a baby without a dad.
Sure.
There's no baby who can be born without a, you know, there's no such thing. Yeah? So a child has two parents. It's one parent who decides to go away or not to take responsibility or to use an excuse to abandon their responsibility and their child. So the question is, what would you advise young women today?
I have only one thing to advise young women. If you have your man and you're with your man, you have to look for, let me tell you, this is a red flag. This person is a good person when you are in your family. He's a good person. When it comes to you, he's another person. He hits you, either he disrespects you in the house or mistreats you. And if you try to change that thing and you see he's not changing, don't think you can change a grown-up person. You can't change him. That's him. That's for you to decide if you want to live with that person, if you want to stay with that person, or you better go and live your life alone.
Right. So you heard it from Dorcas. You cannot change an adult. Anything else, Dorcas?
There's something else. This one goes to both men and women. Play your role in parenting. If you want your kids to respect you, play your role as a parent. If you know which part of let me tell you, it's like in the house, you know your role as a person, your role as a parent, as a mom, your role as a parent, as a dad. If you mistreat that role, you're not going to respect. You're not going to gain respect from your family first. then from your kids, even for the society.
Mm-hmm.
They will be like, oh, this man, oh, this woman. You're not taking care of your kids, you're not taking care of your family.
Mm-hmm.
I have to tell you one thing. Love your kids, love your family as much as you love yourself. That's what I can tell you. If you don't do that, you're not a person. You're not even a human being. Yeah.
Dorcas, those are some strong words, man. You're not a person, you're not a human being if you can't take care of your family and your children. So guys, you know what? We love you. Me, what I can tell men, okay? Don't see me as this horrible person called Mo on the go or Maureen Wangati Nyagbo. Just understand that it's because I am so determined to ensure that we don't lose our families. Me and my husband feel very, very, very strongly about this. Yeah? And actually, Dorcas had a tete-a-tete with my husband. Yeah? And he explained to her a few things. I'm hoping to God that he can actually come on board so that he can explain it. Because it's not to say that we don't experience problems in the relationship, but it's to say you need to understand yourself and you need to understand where these problems are coming from so that you don't project them on your spouse or your children. Right now we're going through a pandemic. During this pandemic, men are crying for help. They're like, you know what? We are going crazy. Somebody just threw themselves off the bridge the other day. Okay? And there's another woman who also threw herself off the bridge. There's a man who has driven himself into the river, into the ocean. There are people killing themselves, killing their wives and killing their spouses and girlfriends right now because of the pressures of COVID. And it's not just in Kenya, it's also abroad. And what is the reason? It's because of lack of understanding. Lack of understanding of what it is that are the triggers of these problems. We need to understand that these are external factors that are being projected onto the household. And when we decide to blame each other, Dorcas, when you blame your husband or I blame my wife all the time for everything, no matter how hard they work, yeah? No matter how hard they try, believe me, in the end, they're going to give up and quit.
Sure.
Isn't it?
Sure. That's the truth.
Yeah, who's going to stay there and be abused the whole day? I don't think that's going to happen to me. Will you agree?
Not even me.
I can't agree to that.
I tried. For 15 good years. That's a long time.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 15 good years staying with a relationship, unhealthy relationship.
Yeah. So don't fear independent women. Independent women, all it means is that this woman wants to make sure that no matter what happens, her family is taken care of. Yeah. It's even, for those of you who are Christians, it's in the Bible. It talks about the woman, the Proverbs 31 woman. Go and read about that woman. She makes hay while the sun shines. You know, she does not fear for snow for her household because she has already made clothes for her household. Her husband sits out there and she's called blessed. She's not called Miss Independent. She's not called what? She's called blessed. Yeah, the men, you've heard about that. Yeah, the Proverbs 31. All it is that's a very bloody independent woman. She has assessed the situation and decides that she's going ahead of her husband, Kwanzaa. Yeah, she's using her sixth sense to make sure that her family is going to be safe during calamity, during difficult periods. So ladies, don't go and give your strength away to men also. Remember that you are born with your own innate strength and knowledge. Please use it.
Sure.
Please use it. And if you're with a partner who doesn't appreciate it, think about it.
Sure.
Yeah, think about it. All right, guys. Anyway, we can't finish this right now, but I'm hoping this is going to be a bit long because I'm also going to interview my friend John King. We're going to talk about this, yeah? And then after this, I'm also going to talk to men. I really want to talk to men about their perspectives because it's not just from the women's perspective. What we want to do is to ensure that we can get along and that we save our families, especially during COVID. Let's save our families, okay?
I have one last thing to tell ladies. They are not all men who are bad. There are good men out there. If you find a guy who takes care of you, who loves you, don't mistreat that person.
Mm-hmm.
He's a human being like you.
Mm-hmm.
The way you love yourself, love that person because he loves you. If you get a good guy out there, don't let go. Just support each other and live together and be happy. But if you find yourself that you can even control a man, you're not a woman.
That's true too. That's the other end of it.
You can't control a man. He's a man. He's the head of the house. He loves you. He provides for you. You don't control that person. you love that person and support that person.
Yeah.
That's what I can say.
Wonderful.
Sure.
And on that note, on that loving note, hey, Mo on the go. Thank you so much for being in the know. This is Mo and Dorcas, Mo and Doe. We are so happy to be here together. Of course, I came to do my pedicure. She did a brilliant job. You should see my beautiful feet. Ooh. There are my pretty feet. Okay. I don't have the best feet, but they're mine and I'm very proud of them. So, Dorcas, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure chatting with you. So, bye-bye.
Bye-bye, guys. See you later.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye.